Kim Barnes Arico. Coach, good morning.
Good morning, Sam.
Glad that you could join us. And wow, what a fantastic victory you guys are coming off of. Before we get to that, though, want to back up and talk first about Rutgers, coaches. You said before you went out there, you go out to Piscataway, you know what to expect. You played in the Big East and coached in the Big East for years. When you coach against Coach Stringer and her team, that's going to be a tall task, and that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, Rutgers came out extremely tough and defending us and really super, super physical, especially early on. And I think it was a tough game for our freshman, Caitlin Flaherty, who's playing extremely well. But she had a couple thousand people there, being a local kid, and she made her first shot. And then Rutgers' best defender, who's one of the top defenders in the country, just face guarded her, was extremely physical with her, and kind of took her out of her game. And she was never really able to get going. And we struggled initially. I think they just jumped on us, and we were surprised how physical and how athletic they were. And it took us a minute to adjust. We got down 17 at half. And we fought back and we battled back and we tied the game in the second half and really made it a game and had a great finish and a great second half. But we didn't come out of the gates ready to play. So it took us a minute to adjust. And once we did, we were much better.
Well, a couple of things, Coach. I mean, it had to be a positive sign first that your team showed some resiliency and fought back, number one. And number two, and maybe it was a sign of things to come, but, your veteran mainstay, Saisha, was outstanding, 11 for 17 from the field with 23 points. And then that all-around effort that you've been talking about this season that you're getting from Shannon Smith, 16 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 steals. She really filled up the stat sheet in that game, and maybe that was a sign of things to come.
Yeah, Shannon was outstanding, and Saisha was as well. And I think, Shannon's experience, she played in the ACC, and she played against teams, similar to Rutgers' style of play for a number of years. And I think she was probably our most comfortable kid coming into the game. And she kind of willed our team back into that game. And once everybody else took a breath and relaxed and, had a chance to regroup at halftime, we really went out in the second half and were phenomenal. And we were led by Shannon Smith as well as Saisha Goree. Saisha has just been incredible. And once we relaxed, I think, we were much better, but it was a sign of things moving forward. And, thank goodness, I think that game really prepared us for what we faced on Sunday. And then when we were in a similar situation, kind of really helped to get us over the top and continue to play through and come away with a victory this time.
Yeah, so, Coach, let's get to the game that everyone wants to talk about. So Ohio State, a team that's perennially an outstanding team and always talented, and you're coming off a loss to Rutgers, but your team was game. You get out of the blocks and you really lead the way the first half.
Yeah, that was a game I know we were all concerned about, but we felt like we were playing a lot better. And Ohio State has been playing extremely well. They had beat a ranked West Virginia team by 40. They had beaten Rutgers. So they had just come off in an Indiana game, which they had won by 50. So we knew going into the game that, they were planning on being ranked next week, and they, were talking a lot of game, and, they were playing extremely, extremely well. They were led by a freshman who's a leading scorer in the country, averaging, I think, 26 or 27 points a game. And they had the 2 top scorers in the country on their team. But I just felt like our focus was extremely good. The two were playing extremely well at home. It was an unbelievable weekend for our program in terms of we had alumni weekend, plus our fan base. I think this is the first time in program history where we had 4 straight games with over 3,000 people. And you felt the environment at Chrysler was like a men's game. When we make a big basket, everyone was standing up cheering. When the referees made a bad call, the place went nuts. So it was probably one of the best environments that I've been coaching a long time, have ever played in front of, and our team as well. And I think it really made a difference down the stretch.
Well, so, Coach, you're up 45-41 at the break. It's going to – the game is far from over. It's going to be nip-tuck the rest of the way, and it really was back and forth. But, boy, I don't know what you said or what switch was flipped for Shannon Smith, but she goes into the break with 8 points. And from halftime through overtime, Coach, it was an unbelievable performance. 28 points in the second half and overtime, 36 points for the game. She was unreal.
She was incredible. She really was. And you know, her greatest stat at halftime was actually Kelsey Mitchell, the freshman, you know, from Ohio State, who's leading the country in scoring. She held it to 0 points. So she was also defending. But she just took our team on her back. And it's funny, you know, we always talk about her dad played at Michigan State. So that's obviously a great rivalry for her. And we had won that game last week. And then coming into this game, you know, her family can't stand Ohio State. And it was her birthday. I mean, everything. So I said, what better than a birthday week to, you know, beat Michigan State and Ohio State when your parents are in the stands for both games. But she just came out in the second half and just had an incredible focus about her, made every big play down the stretch, but also got her team involved. I mean, she was scoring, but she had a ton of assists as well. And she was unstoppable down the stretch. Just a great confidence about her. I mean, she just willed our team and put us on her back and you know, brought us to victory.
We're talking to Michigan women's basketball coach Kim Barnes-Arico here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, online at WTKA.com. Another big key in the game, Coach, you guys dominated Ohio State on the glass, and one player in particular was as overwhelming on the glass as Shannon was in the scoring column. You got 18 points and a whopping 19 rebounds from Saisha Goree in that game.
It was amazing. I watched the film again yesterday, and Saisha was just near the ball every single time it went up, and especially she had 12 offensive rebounds. And she just kept balls alive for us and gave us second chance opportunities, even down the stretch when we got big stops. You know, we would come down the other way and miss a shot, and she would get a big offensive rebound for us. So she was all over the place. She has an incredible motor. She has an incredible nose for the basketball. But, I mean, just watching on film again, it was really incredible that every time we needed a rebound, she was there for us. And she played a ton of minutes and still was playing as hard as she could in the 40th minute of the game as she was in the first minute of the game. And, you know, it's so nice as a coach when your seniors really come together and do something that hasn't really been done. I don't know, you know, to beat Michigan State and Ohio State in the same season in the fashion that we have is just a great step for our program. And to watch our seniors be able to do that was really special. Nicole Elmblad's the third one. And, you know, all of her stuff doesn't show up in the stat sheet, but she made some big baskets down the stretch. But the three of them, just the confidence they had and the drive and the passion and the refuse to lose attitude was incredible.
Yeah, and Nicole made a big basket down the stretch when you guys were trailing 76-60 late in regulation. I know she came up with a big basket, but so too did your youngster. We just talked about the veterans, for the past few minutes, but you mentioned Caitlin Flaherty struggling at Rutgers. Boy, was she huge for you against Ohio State. And it was her shot at the top. You're down by 3. It was her three-pointer that tied the game and sent you in overtime.
Unbelievable. And it was deep too, Sam. It wasn't right at the 3-point line. I mean, it was more of a spikes range on that shot. So it was super impressive. But just for her to have the confidence and our team to have the confidence to get her the ball at that moment, you know, it's been a little bit of an adjustment. The Big Ten is a little bit of an adjustment for any freshman, even a freshman of Caitlin's caliber. So just the pressure and the speed and the way that teams are guarding her because she is shooting 50% from 3 has been tough. And for her to come up with a big shot like that down the end of the game when we're down 3, I mean, just speaks volumes to the confidence that this kid has and the ability to score and to make plays when the game is on the line. But also the confidence that, you know, the 3 seniors on our team really have in her and our ability to find her and get her the ball to make that shot. But that was a big, big play, and she made another one in overtime that I think helps put us up 5. So it was an incredible shot.
Yeah, and then she iced the game from the free throw line. It was, an unbelievable outcome for your team. I just wonder what it was like in the locker room after that game.
It was really a special moment. It's funny. I came home that night, and I've been coaching. I hate to say it because I try to pretend that I'm 25, but I've been coaching almost maybe 20 years. And I walked in the door that night, and I've had some great games in my career where our teams have beaten UConn and Rutgers and Louisville. And I walked through the door, and my husband said, top five game of all time, hands down. The way that your team played, but also the environment and just the atmosphere. It was truly incredible. The way that we were down 6 points with 4 minutes to go and just battled back and just had a refuse to lose attitude, and just the way that our seniors stepped up and showed their leadership. And hopefully that propels us moving forward in our incredibly tough conference.
Yeah, no doubt. And Coach, you're talking about beating Michigan State and Ohio State in the same season. Let's send a shout out to Sarah Van Meter again. She shot that first time since the 2000-2001 season that Michigan has wins over Penn State, Michigan State, and Ohio State all in the same season. So truly, truly a remarkable accomplishment.
Whew, that's something there. that really is something, and I think it was a special day for our program for sure.
Yeah, and make no mistake, folks, we aren't talking about the season like it's over. It's still a long way to go. But Coach, you get a little bit of a chance to take a breath with what is essentially a bye week. You don't play until Saturday at Northwestern. Kind of break down how the week goes when you don't have a game during the week. How does that break down for you guys?
Well, it actually gives our kids a chance to get a great day off. So yesterday was just an off day where, we say that they're kind of they have it pretty good. They come in and they get treatment, they get massages, they get taken care of by our trainer who does an outstanding job during the day and really works on their recovery. They played a lot of minutes. It's a super physical game. So, we making sure they're hydrating, they're eating right, but also, resting their legs and getting some treatment on their legs and making sure that they're okay after playing an overtime game like that. So yesterday's a complete recovery day. Also a chance for them to, make sure their academics are going well with the start of the semester, make sure they have everything in order before we start traveling again, and just really kind of step away from basketball and enjoy being a college student for a change. They don't get that often. So it's nice, though, because everybody stops in. All our kids stop in yesterday, and especially after a great win like that. Everyone has a big smile in, comes in, hey, Coach, how you doing? So everyone popped their head in the office yesterday just to stop in and just say hello, and it was kind of really nice not to have to be thinking about basketball for a second. And then today we'll come back and we'll watch some film from that game, a lot of the positive things that we did well, and then some things that we need to continue to work on and how we can get better. And each individual player will go and meet with their position coach and watch clips on themselves today to really see what they did well and where we can get better. And then we'll be at it again this afternoon. I think, the first couple of days in a bye week, we're going to just work on us and how we can get better and what we can do to become a better team. And then we'll start working the next couple of days on Northwestern. That's a team that's really playing exceptionally well. They only have 2 losses on the year. They have all returning starters from last year back. And they're playing, at a really, really high level. So that should be a great challenge for us, especially on the road.
Yeah, 13-2, 3-1 in conference, tied for second in the league. Northwestern is right now. So, no rest for the weary, Coach. As I said, season far from over, and it's going to be, still got some very tough opponents here yet to come. But tremendous victory on Sunday. So congratulations on that. Good luck on Saturday, and we will talk to you again next week.
Thanks, Sam. It's always great to talk to you.
All right, thanks a lot. That was Michigan women's basketball coach Kim Barnes-Arico.